Hello, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Satanic Mass with Reverend Black. I'm your host, Reverend Black, and today we have another cool interview going on. We've got Jason Brown here from Hollow Bodies, Ritual of War, and Time Against.
Couple others.
Couple others, huh?
Nobody ever heard of them though.
Right on. So what instruments you playing in? I mean, I know, but maybe some of them do not.
Oh, I've played a few instruments, but everybody makes me play drums. Nobody will let me play guitar or anything in the band ever.
Well, I've heard you play drums, and I can probably determine why that is. If you haven't seen anything, like check out Hollow Bodies on. Well, do you have any YouTube? I should ask. Do you have any YouTube videos or anything like that?
There's
that they can check out at this point.
There's some stuff on YouTube, but other people film us playing live, so it'd be like on their channels.
Yeah.
We have a DistroKid account, so Google Music, Napster, I don't even know all of them anymore, but Spotify, there's 4 songs on there.
Cool. Right.
We'll get that back up and go. We just had the first practice we've had in 4 years last Friday, so we're gonna renew that DistroKid and get the whole album that we did together as a lineup back up on there, so that'll all be available soon.
Nice. No, we just got done interviewing Silas yesterday from, well, currently of Screaming Apparatus, and he was the vocalist / rhythm guitarist for Hollow Bodies.
Correct.
For, well,
20.
I think he said 14 to 15 if you take away the hiatus that they had at one point.
Well, we can do the
That's
math.
how many years.
I went to high school with Kimbo, and she was in the Hollow Bodies. So I think she was a year older than me in high school, and my 20th high school reunion's coming up this year.
So
I'm not gonna go, but
it's been a little while. So yeah. What would you categorize Hollow Bodies music as being?
Well, in the time that I've known the band, I mean, it used to be straight up punk rock, pretty much exclusively. When we got together with Kelly and Matt and started kind of writing our own songs as a lineup, it kind of became a lot of different stuff. So there's a little country, little rockabilly. There's a kind of a metal song. I wrote some guitar riffs and that turned into a song. And there's a couple of bluesy songs, but I mean they all change inner song wise. And it's just,
now he says that, but all of them are rocky as fuck.
That's not
pretty
true.
much.
A song called Long Gone.
There's a lot of them.
Song, man.
There's a lot of them that are very, very rocky.
It's true, yeah.
And like, I listen to, I'm like, yeah, this is a fucking rad rock band. That's just me. Obviously, yes, you have all the other elements, but
We can call it rock and roll.
It's fucking rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and fucking roll.
Heavy rock and roll in a lot of cases, but like you said, you've got a lot of maybe not a lot, but some slower, some bluesier, some tunes.
That would be the slogan for a while. There was just rock and fucking roll. It was kind of a label, RFR, rock and fucking roll. Things on the back of the album. RFR.
What's the name of the album?
When the Demons Fight.
When the Demons Fight.
Yep.
Right on. How many albums you guys have? Well, I say you guys.
As far as the band goes, I believe there was one they recorded that Silas would never let us listen to. Because
album?
I think it was. I think there was like 10 songs, maybe. And I believe we were gonna cherry pick a couple of those really old ones and kind of redo them. But I think, I don't know for sure about that. But then there was a different lineup made another one in Doug Hill's studio, and that was with Kimbo and Kyle Cregan, and I'm not sure which drummer was playing drums.
Kyle Cregan from Delta Halos, from
That's the guy. Yep.
fucking, oh gosh, Delta Halos would be one of the most current that I had seen him with, but
he's kind of been doing his own thing for a while. Idle Threats.
Idle Threats. But there was this, was it Happy Kids? I think he did
something Kids. I can't remember what it was. They were doing that when me and Silas first started playing together, and we practiced at Chris Slocum's house. So me and Silas would move our stuff over into the corner, and then Kyle and Corey would come in and pull their stuff out of the corner and play, and then put their stuff back in the corner. And me and Silas would pull our stuff out of the corner and play. And then after a while of that, I invited Kelly over, and he brought Matt, and then that's kind of when we started going.
That's how the new arrangement of Hollow Bodies got formed.
Yep. It's kind of like, hey, I want to go too. I think their other band wasn't doing much at the time, and then we just never really quit playing with each other. I kind of got addicted to the rock and roll thing after getting out of being in a metal band. It's like being in a metal band, it's so technical and stuff, and you don't want to fuck up, so you're always constantly paying attention, and all the stage presence and stuff kind of goes out the window. And then in rock and roll, you can just kind of lay back, and it's more about the crowd and getting everybody going and stuff. I just kind of would rather do that, I think.
More jammy, kind of.
Yeah, more freedom. It's
freedom.
You're not stuck in the, hey, if you fuck up that part, I fuck up my part, and then the whole train wreck in the metal song happens.
Oh, yeah. I know how that goes. Ish. I'm not doing the playing the metal myself.
That precise metal stuff, you gotta.
I love playing the metal. I'm just not that great at it.
Takes practice.
Oh yeah, it does. Anyway, so if you could, I like this one. If you could describe your band in one word, what would that one word be?
One word, huh?
One word.
Shit, man. I don't know.
Shit, man, is 2 words.
Yeah, it is. Maybe let's just call it, I don't know, thunder.
Yeah. Alrighty. I guess I can kind of get that, too. You got a booming sound.
It can be,
in a
yeah.
way. So I guess I can get the thunder element of that.
This is the best goofball remark I could come up with.
There you go. All right. So I know you've been on tour a bunch of times. You've probably played, I don't know how well, you've played shit tons of shows since I've known you. What is the strangest thing that's ever happened at a show that you can remember? Something just fucking that blew your mind.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. We showed up. I think it was at the Talent Club in Talent, Oregon, just down the road, and there was a gentleman there, I believe, who was probably there, been drinking all day, and a vet of Iraq, and obviously had some issues, and he's kind of being blah blah blah, loudmouth kind of guy. And we're like, just leave the guy alone or whatever. And he didn't like Silas. Like, he was making fun of his skinny jeans or fucking something stupid like that. But so we're like, whatever, dude, fuck off. And Kelly gets up there and starts warming up, and this guy's just babbling, play the Star Spangled Banner, play the Star Spangled Banner. And Kelly fucking just ripped it for him, like before we started playing the show. And I was sick. I was like, wow, Kelly, I didn't do that, man. Cool. So we start playing the show, and this dude's like heckling us still, like, play Star Spangled Banner again. Like, people say Freebird and shit, So we're kind of getting annoyed. I can tell Silas is getting like irritated with the dude. And I don't remember what happened. He grabbed the fucking microphone or something like that happened that triggered this fucking fight. And so Silas was playing my old 82 SG, and he fucking put it down and socked the fucking dude, like right in front. It was like in the middle of a song or something, and the whole fucking bar got up out of their seats and just started wailing on this fucking dude. And I was like, oh shit. And I think Matt like hit him with something, and big Robert, he's like a 400-pound dude, and he like this other guy was a big dude. He's a big boy too, and the back door was like right by the stage, so he just kind of grabbed the guy, pushed him out the back door, and we're like, all right, cool. Start playing again. The fucking dude went around back out the front door and came back in again and started fighting with Silas again. So,
sorry.
Like, yeah, it just like it just erupted, and then the cops came and took him away, and then we ended up playing the show again too. I think my kid's mom was pregnant at the time, and she was there, and Matt's wife grabbed her, and they went outside, and here come that fucking dude around. They're going out, and he's coming back in all fired up.
No,
that's probably the strangest thing I saw at a show. Never been in a bar brawl while I was playing a show before.
Wow. I think it's happened twice for me.
Really?
But different circumstances and stuff. But
Kelly ripped it for you before we started playing, man.
That's weird. Yeah,
we were
I
trying
don't
to
know.
be nice.
Yeah, it's weird dealing with drunks for sure at a show.
Yeah, I mean, the guy had issues,
Well, yeah, mental issues are.
They call it PTSD or whatever.
And then,
but, I mean, mixing it with alcohol.
That's what I was just about to say. Mental
maybe
issues and
possibly whatever medication you're taking for your problems too. So
Yeah, probably not all a good mix together.
Yeah, the whole place was. Everybody got one in on the guy. They were so mad at him.
Yeah. That's not good.
No. See, it's nice supportive crowd we had that night, though.
Oh, well, yeah. It's good that they had your back.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. Yeah, I was about to say, we had Silas on last night, and yeah, we know Silas. Silas is a rad person, but when he's on stage, he has this presence about him, and he's got this demeanor, and I think some people also, they're like, because he gets out aggression. That's what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So whenever he's doing that, like, I've seen him where he kind of can look mad at times. You know what I mean? And he can be, because he's good at letting that aggression out, I guess it can be kind of intimidating to some people.
It's not too argumentative to get angry if he's running up and down the bar playing a guitar solo and kick your drink over or something.
Well,
which has happened.
Well, yeah. I can get that too, I guess.
I think that's how Johnny B got injured one time. He was up on the
his
bar.
His finger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking popped a finger.
I think Johnny had him on his shoulders. Like Silas was up on the bar playing a guitar solo, and then Johnny picked him up on his shoulders, and they both fell over. And Johnny's hand was like, on Silas's wallet chain or something, and it.
Yeah.
And he's walking around there smoking cigarette. I'm fine. Shut the fuck up.
I have pictures of that for because I remember that, I don't know, it was April that ended up posting the pictures, but yeah, I had a picture and I ended up copying it for some of my special effects makeup and doing another, a replica of that. It was kind of.
I was in the back playing still, so I was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah.
The song. We made it to the end of the song, so.
That's a night where I guess I wish I could have been there, but.
That's a good one.
Yeah. The stories that I've that come out of Johnny B's that just my eyes have seen. These eyes right there.
Those ones.
I've seen a lot of shit from that place.
I missed the, I think it was the Melvins when they played there. I missed that one. Or no, the Mentors.
Oh, yeah.
I missed
that
was
a big... there was a lot of controversy about that show going around for a while. I remember that. But yeah, the stories that come out of Johnny V's, or that did, I don't know, I haven't been there in a while now, but, well, once the other night, but not very long. But
we did play with the Hells of Poppin' Circus once.
I did too.
In the alleyway out there.
Hells of Poppin' Circus Sideshow.
And that was a...
If you haven't,
that was a winner.
Check them out. Hells of Poppin' Circus Sideshow. They're fucking rad.
You'll be nervous.
Bryce Graves.
Some of that shit.
Bryce Graves, he's the
head honcho.
kind of head guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, look it up. You'll be happy.
If you go see
it's
it, you'll
fun.
be like, oh my god, this guy's gonna fucking, I'm gonna see somebody
He's
die.
gonna
juggling
die.
a chainsaw.
Right.
Cut his fucking head off. And that shit made me nervous, man. I was sitting there watching that dude balance a chainsaw on his chin and juggling.
Fucking video with them, impromptu video for Stereotyped one night when we had a show, I believe, at Howie's with them, maybe Johnny's. Played lots of different places around here, but I believe it was either Howie's or Johnny's. We ended up playing a show with them, and then afterwards we went over to the Gypsy, and Stereotypes played just a couple songs, but we had the Hells a Poppin' Circus Sideshow doing stuff while we were going, and I forget her name, but one of the performers was doing fire breathing in the middle of Old Gypsy.
Oh, inside?
Yeah, the fishbowl. And just, flames that were like going up to the freaking ceiling, like in here. I mean,
Probably
it was a little higher in there. No, definitely shouldn't have been allowed. But it happened. This was years ago. You can't fucking get us now. Or them. But yeah, it was crazy. And then Bryce was fucking swallowing swords at the same time while doing, and I think he did like 3 of them at once.
5? I've seen him do 5.
Like, what the?
See Vivian Oblivion do.
Vivian Oblivion, that's who it was. Vivian Oblivion. She was the one blowing the fire in there.
Yeah, when they were here, Bryce drove the fucking bus and the trailer here and backed it in my front yard, and they stayed here.
Oh, right on.
And the dude, the chainsaw guy, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, dude, but I think it was Andy something. But he's telling a story about when he was on America's Got Talent. And he's like, "Hey, my fucking wife shot me in the neck with a crossbow." Because they do it. They do an act where she shoots the crossbow and he catches the arrow in his mouth or something like that. And he's like, "No, dude, right here, check it out."
I saw that episode whenever it came on too.
Yeah, we were fucking hanging out on the porch out there, fucking drinking beer out here after that show.
Right on.
Yeah.
Fuck. Good times.
Was, yeah. Those were the days.
Those are cool people.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, we're straying away, but
yeah,
that's the whole point of this thing.
I get that.
Have fun.
I get distracted.
Get fucked up and talk different shit.
Yes, sir.
So, right on. But yeah, I'm gonna say it again. Hell's a Poppin' Circus Sideshow. Look it up.
You got a chance to go see it.
It's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo.
Bryce said the next time they come here, they're gonna bring the big shit. So I guess the last time they came, they didn't bring the big shit. I mean, the whole tent, the whole deal.
Oh, like the. Yeah.
But I think with the whole COVID
big
thing.
Top?
Yeah, but I think when the whole COVID thing happened, they downsized, and that really kind of cut into their show.
I think that cut into everybody's everything.
Yeah, it might have had to sell some shit,
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Well, I mean, it killed everything for a good amount of time, you know, with especially live performances were non-existent for, you know, so I can see that'd be kind of hard for them to make money. I remember them doing some
It's not like
Facebook.
you can't just stream
stuff.
that kind of shit on fucking...
Well, I mean, you can, and you can ask for it, but I don't think that really does that well, you know?
No. Well, a band can, though. I mean, you can get online and fucking, you know, we could come in here, set up 4 cameras, 4 phones, stream it at the same time, and play a show online during that time, but you can't have a circus.
Hi, babe. You're watching.
Hi, Kelsey. Was I not supposed to say a name?
No, it's fine.
My name's not Jason.
But, yeah. Okay. Back on track. So, tell me, what, do you have any favorite songs? Any favorite songs that you like, that you just love to perform? Any Hollow Body songs that you just like?
Favorite to play?
Yeah.
Or favorite, I mean, I have favorites to listen to.
To perform. We'll get to listen to next. But at this point, like, what's your favorite song to perform?
Probably
and tell me why.
It's probably Baddest of the Bad. That one's on Spotify if you want to listen to it. That's the one we used to open with it. It's a real power song. It kind of starts out kind of like Metallica Orion. You know how it kind of starts slow and fades in, and then bam, and a kind of riff comes up, and then it's just slamming the whole time, and then there's like a drum solo in there right before the guitar solo, and that one just always really fucking gets everybody's attention.
And do you guys memorize that riff?
And that's not how it goes, but it's a riff like that. It's a dangly one. Dangle, 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 dangle. You know,
dangle, dangle,
yeah,
dangle, dangle. Boom.
Silas does those a lot.
I like the danglies sometimes.
Me too. Yeah, it's fucking rock. Just doing chords is boring.
So, why is that your favorite to play? What is it about that makes that?
It's probably the most metal Hollow Body song. It's just a great opener, and the opener is it's a powerhouse.
Oh, Gunner says hi. Hi, Gunner.
When you fucking crank it, after the last band just played, you're coming up. It's a totally different song. It's a slap in the face. You know, we're up here now. Kind of song. It's a powerful one. It's the first song on the record. It's just a
Nice.
It's a ripper. Kelly fucking just rips his sick fucking self in it. It's just
Kelly rips sick solos in pretty much everything that he does.
He does a lot of pretty shit too, though.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. But he's a shredder.
But Kelly's got 2 hands on the fretboard. You know, it's a shredder.
We were talking about this last night with Silas, and yeah, well, I'm pretty sure we went off on how freaking good Kelly is for a good while. I missed my lighter.
That's fun. He used to show up to jam night at Tom Simcoe's house. We have it every Wednesday. Everybody just show up and jam. And being a woodsman like he is, he'd show up in a bad mood. You know, and same with Hollow Body's band practice. He'd have his fucking logging boots on and suspenders and shit. Oh man, fuck shit. Dude, blah, blah. He had a bad mood. Kelly, fucking stepped in fucking hornet's nest earlier, and then he'd just start playing for 10 minutes, and then he'd be fine.
Nice like that.
Stepping in a hornet's nest on a
no, not
rocky,
stepping in a hornet's
rocky bullshit up in the woods. There's a fucking bear.
No, that's I mean, grumpy nights where you're just out of it, pissy, hating it, and then you start playing, and everything goes away, and you're
guitar
like,
medicine. I got 12 guitar. I have kind of a guitar problem. I got 12 of them. I've made it a habit to come home from work and play for at least like 10 minutes. At least put your hands on the fucking thing, you know. Having that little practice amp makes it a lot more fun because you can make a whole pedal board on your phone in 5 minutes, and then you don't have to dig, you know.
Yeah.
All this analog shit and get it dialed in, and you know.
Yeah, it makes things a little bit easier. more fun.
You get that Van Halen sound with a push of a button. Kinda.
If you can do the Van Halen finger movement.
I can play some of the riffs, but not any of the cool ones.
I definitely can't just hook up to something and make it sound like Van Halen.
I used to like it when Kelly would leave his so Silas's Marshalls. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Right behind Matt there's that's Silas's amp. It's a Marshall JCM 900. Kelly has one of the old school JCM 800s where there's no channels. It's just a master volume amp, and you just crank the fucker, and it's the sound of rock and roll. It's on every one of your favorite rock records ever made. And then plug it into my cabinet I got over here. It's awesome. Plug it in, it just makes you feel so good when you hear that sound, you know.
Oh yeah.
I like the sound of this amp. Is this the amp that I played through last time?
When we did the Major Jones song?
Yeah.
No, I think we ran that through the effects loop on my Mesa Boogie. I don't remember.
What was I playing on the one that I currently started recording? Which
Oh, that
was
was
I
through my
playing
Mesa
through?
Boogie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like that thing.
That was through
A
that
lot,
cabinet,
too.
the Mesa cabinet. So the vintage
Right
30
on.
speakers. These are
So like a mix of the two.
The Celestian speakers in this cabinet are more warm sounding versus that's a more dime baggy, screamy, brittle. I guess I don't know. More chuggy sounding speaker. They're brighter and crispier. These would be more warmer sounding.
Yeah, I like Mesa Boogies. I used to use a friend of mine's for a good while. That it was a tube amp, and just beautiful sound. Especially if you know, like, he played surf.
Yeah.
And like, it's fucking incredible sounding, for
Even
that
an
type
old-
of music.
My dad had he has the combo version of that head. I can't remember who had. I think it was Kyle Cregan had a Fender, the Tweed one. Is it a Fender DeVille amp? Real clean, but when you fucking crank it, you get those tubes real saturated. You just can't get that tone any other
Twin
way.
reverb they did in Tweed also. The twin reverb.
Yeah, but any Fender amp is really more of a clean, sparkly, that spring reverb on top sound. And if you fucking crank them, you can't get that sound any other way but with a tube amp.
Yeah, they're nice. I at that time, like, most of what I played was metal and stuff last night. Back then, I said I didn't do it but I was lying.
You did, yeah.
I was lying.
And a saxophone and a French horn and a whatever it is. You ever buy a clarinet? I'm sure you had one that's a flute, maybe.
No, my daughter played clarinet, and yeah.
Did you pick it up and play it?
Fuck no. You remember the saxophone thing? I got the saxophone
A tenor sax, maybe.
Yeah, and that thing tickled my lips so damn bad, dude, that I gave it away. I ended up donating it to the Talent Middle School
That's good.
for a kid that couldn't,
Afford one, yeah.
yeah, or whatever.
We had those
the
at
case
Crater,
may be, but
some of the kids that when I was in jazz band at Crater, and some of the rich kids that show up with these sparkling, chrome saxophones, and they'd rather play the old beat up Crater ones just because it sounded better.
well, instruments get seasoned, and
It's true,
people don't understand that. The more you play through an instrument, especially wood instruments, but they just start getting way better, and you'll hear about people seasoning them. That's what I call it, but using
like classical music, setting up a guitar next to a speaker and just constantly playing classical music through it. That resonance, that vibration,
Oh yeah.
you know,
You
conditions
can
the wood, and it starts getting sweeter tones, sweeter
you can
tones.
reamp stuff. I've seen, it might have been Sylvia Massey that did it, but you take a speaker to reamp something, so you're playing back something you already recorded, and then you're going to re-record it onto another track, but through a different channel. So you put a speaker in front of the classical guitar, like you said. Say it's a piano part that you're playing back, and the speaker resonates the strings on the guitar. You put a microphone on the guitar, and then you record that and blend that in with the piano, and that's your natural effect instead of using like a reverb or a delay or something like that. I've always been into stuff like that. Those classical instruments, those old beat up saxophones and stuff like that have those valves. I think over time they start leaking a little bit, and they don't hold the air in, and that's where that's
your pads.
There has to be something where you get that better sound from.
You gotta replace your pads on those things.
Maybe you shouldn't though. Maybe you let them leak. Maybe that's the sound, man.
I've heard some leaky saxes before that weren't very good.
Yeah.
It's probably not the best thing.
Might have been the player though too.
But
you never know.
I guess if you know how to control it, then. But
chewing gum, you know.
do not chew fucking gum while you're playing
you put it in your
those
mouth and you plug the hole.
My God. When I was in band in school, we had kids that would chew gum, like suck on candy in their mouths, and it would coat the inside of their instruments.
Oh,
with
the condensation
candy film,
yeah.
And it's fucking disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, because they gotta blow out their valves every
spit valve,
every so often during your shows, and that just stinks. And whenever, because
difficult to clean the inside.
I was in percussion, and so we're always behind them, and so
you can just smell it sitting back there, just brewing. Brewing that horn condensation, yeah.
If you're a horn player, don't fucking chew gum or eat candy while you're playing horn. That shit's nasty, especially for everybody else around you.
So I know you're interviewing me, but I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think if you picked up like Dizzy Gillespie's old trumpet that he's had for like 80,000 years? What do you think it'd smell like?
Ass. I mean, there's no such thing as good breath.
What do you think John Coltrane's saxophone smelled like?
Ass. They all smell like ass.
I've been using the same reed for 30 years.
They all smell like ass. And metal.
Stinky metal. And dirty metal.
Metal has this weird smell to it. And I mean, they're all like, they're using different types of metals. But oh my gosh, like I remember that now we get to talking about it. I vividly remember the smells from band, and like
feel like like your fillings falling out of your tooth.
Marching.
It's metal.
Marching band in school, because you have your horn players that they'd be playing, and then all of a sudden they have to spit their shit out while they're playing, and they'll go up in the air and cross this freaking
it'll fill up like like a French horn's got these turns, and
it rains on you.
In the pool. Not all of it's spit. It's hot air through cold metal condensation. Blah blah blah. You'll get a little pool of water in there, and then the little valve you open.
It's nasty.
Yeah, walking behind him in the parade, you kind of get a little miss. I know what that was from. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's not pretty.
What was the question?
Oh, I asked you a couple. They're jokes.
Yeah.
Terrible ones at that.
But okay, so what Oh, I got another fucking page there.
You got 2 pages for me, man?
Woohoo! I don't know how long we've been going at this. I gotta get better at this, huh?
Oh, we're only 38 minutes.
Oh, good. We're doing good. All right. What are some musical inspirations
Oh, where do I start?
of Jason Brown?
Oh, I rock and roll for starters. They had pulling Kiss Alive out of my dad's record collection when I was a kid. Just seeing, you know, shit that like that. We didn't have black metal when I was a kid, you know, or access to the internet even. And
Internet.
yeah, pulling Kiss Alive out of that. This is cool. Play that, Dad, and put, you know, the big cans, the record player and shit. And listen to that. I'm like, this is badass. And I've just always loved rock and roll, yeah, probably because of that. And when I got a little older, started playing drums. I remember seeing, I think it was when Falling Into Infinity from Dream Theater came out, just seeing Mike Portnoy's drum set in Modern Drummer magazine. I was like, holy shit. And then I started listening to that kind of music. And that's like, I want to do that. And Mike Portnoy is probably the reason I still play drums.
I remember when you were like 20 years old and you played Dance of Eternity for me at my house.
Yeah,
in my fucking dining room on my set. And I was like, oh my... Wow.
That song was hard.
I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this dude...
I might be able to play that still.
That was like one of the first times that I'd seen you play, and because I hadn't at that point, I didn't, you know, I just met you like not too, you know, long before that. So
when I was 19, I saw Mastodon play at Music Head, and I'd never heard of them before. And that was when I don't think Leviathan was out yet. Like, they were in a van with a trailer and, like, backed up into Music Head. And I see Ron Daylor play like that. And I was always in jazz band and listening to, I just listened to, like, Steve Vai and Dream Theater and shit back then. And I wasn't really all the way into metal yet. Of course, Metallica, you know, all the good shit. Pantera, heavily on Pantera. Obviously, yeah, sure, but... seeing Braun play like that made me start thinking like, hey, that's kind of like how I play. You know, the most of my drum set time back then was in jazz band.
Sponsor me, Red Bull. Just kidding.
And yeah, so I started listening to them, and that's just kind of where I'm at now. And then playing a rock band and playing the metal and the rock and roll and all the stuff that I know into playing with those guys and kind of meshing it all together. Finesse. I like the finesse drums.
Finesse
kind of
drums.
Yeah, even in the metal band, I still did that. I've never really been the whole blast beat all the time, fast as you can go, because everybody does that.
Not me.
I
can't do it.
All the metal drummers. All the metal drummers. Name the band. Revocation's a real good one. I wish I could play like that guy. But fucking every run-of-the-mill metal band these days. This song's called this. This one's called. You know, I just kind of gets old after a little while.
I hear you. I mean, it can be fun, but yeah, I want to hear variety. I want people to show.
I like a mix of music in one band.
Know, you know, other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're only doing, it can get old pretty quick. But yeah, I like it still. Just not all the fucking time.
Not 100% of the time.
You can hang out with any artist, dead or alive.
Hang out with?
Hang out with.
Man, I got a lot of choices, don't I? Any artist ever?
Ever. Dead or alive.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Why?
Because he's just a fucking down-to-earth, cool dude like I am. From Texas, loves his barbecue, loves his drinking. You know?
There you go.
Probably talk guitars, talk old blues, talk old Fender Stratocasters, old shit. Stevie Ray Vaughan was always into old shit.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd this come from? Where'd that come from? Maybe Robert Johnson. Be cool to hang out with
That
him.
would be a cool one right there.
Nobody really seems to know kind of like what he was like as a person.
The only thing anybody ever says is he sold his soul to the devil.
Right.
To learn guitar or to
Right.
get good at guitar. Because as the story goes, he sucked before then. And he's gone for 3 years, I think it was, and then goes back to like the same bar I don't even know if it's bar, but same juke joint type thing that he'd gone to after 3 years, and then he played, and they were like, what the?
Yeah.
Just blown away. Before.
I'll think of another one, sure. I gotta take a pee break real quick. I'll be back. Uno momento.
Poor Favor.
Maybe Ginger Baker.
Ooh.
Just because he was such a fucking asshole. And I'm a fucking asshole too. They probably can't hear me.
Oh, they can. They're probably listening to you pee right now.
Did you watch
Can you hear it?
the Meet Mr. Ginger Baker?
Meat. No.
There's a documentary.
I have seen documentary about Ginger Baker. I don't know that that's what it was called, but
I think it was called Meet Mr. Baker.
he's a good freaking drummer.
That guy was such a fucking prick, but he was such a good drummer.
Yeah.
And he would make
his timing, like his use of timings was rad.
He would talk so much shit about John Bonham. And I mean that's obviously an influence of every drummer probably ever. Big one for me. But I mean, talking shit about Ginger at the time, I can see why they're competitive counterparts, but in the business. But saying like I studied this and I studied that, and John just gets up there and fucking wails all over the fucking place and blah blah blah. I'm like, you're an asshole. But he would make like $2 million in one show playing with Eric Clapton, and then blow all of it on horse. He would buy like horses, and he'd just have horses, and he'd be like, "Fuck, I need money. I gotta sell some horses." I never understood that about that guy. And then he just angry guy, old Ginger Baker, killer drummer, made great music. Blind Faith, that band was cool. He was in. They didn't make many records. I think they only made one, really, maybe two.
Huh.
But big shit back then, and they never really stood the test of time. If I'd hang out with Ginger Baker, that's another person I would.
That could be fun. He'd be something else, that's for sure. Him and Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh, yeah.
Yeah, I can. Joe Walsh with his wild side, Ginger Baker with his fucking attitude. Like, I don't know. Having them in one room probably wouldn't be a good idea.
No. There's an opportunity to meet Joe Walsh once at one of the NAMM conventions I went to, but it was just too long to wait, and there was other things to go do.
So, let me get on, I guess. Albums. Like, guys got any albums out?
The Hollow Bodies?
Yeah.
We did the one.
Yeah, we've been talking so fucking much. Forgot that we're supposed to be interviewing about that shit, huh?
It's called When the Demons Fight. We'll get the whole album back up on Spotify again shortly. Probably all the others, Apple Music, Google Music. DistroKid does it for you. So we'll renew that account and get that going again, and we'll promote it. I think Silas took down the old Hollow Bodies page on Facebook, so we'll probably be making a new one. Depending on, not sure what we're gonna do. Probably we're not gonna be playing shows like we used to. I'm sure. I got a kid. Silas has a 1-year-old now again. Matt, and he runs his own business, and Kelly's in like 6 bands, I think. We've been calling him Band Calendar Kelly. It's like, I need to get a band calendar and figure out what all my shit is. We were talking about being excited to write new music together last Friday when we had the first practice.
Well, I'm excited for that too, because I've been Hollow Bodies fan for I don't know how many fucking years now, but pretty much
I'll clue you in on
almost
the
the beginning, you know. But yeah,
I think it took like 2 years to get Devil's Band where it is now, because we fight like siblings, you know, about it. Somebody will show up with we always call it the bag of riffs. You know, somebody will come into the room and throw a bag of riffs on the floor. And then everybody will take it, and then everybody has an idea. And then every time a new idea gets implemented, Silas has to change the words or the way he's singing it, and then you have to let him practice it, get that down, and then we're gonna change it again. And then it's just kind of the way it goes until everybody's happy, and then the song's done.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
Fun shit. Woohoo!
And doing it over and over and over, and then by the end of it, you're fucking sick of that song, and you don't ever want to play it again.
So, I'm gonna ask a couple more questions, and we can actually finish up. Well, I kind of said a little bit earlier about what some of the platforms are, but like. Spotify. Right, what are the platforms again? Tell me.
Oh, I'd have to get the whole list on there on the distributor site, but the big ones are Apple Music, obviously, Spotify. There's Google Music through the Google Play Store deal.
So if you want to look up Hollow Bodies, this is how you do it. Where to go?
Yep, Spotify mostly. You'll find it on Spotify. Most people have Spotify these days.
Pandora, anything like that?
Pandora's, it's probably on there, but Pandora is a weird one because it's more like a radio-oriented thing. So you say, I want to listen to the Hollow Bodies, they'll play you one song, and then it'll be songs like that band.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how quite they do it, but it's probably an algorithm, I'm sure. Yeah. Maybe AI now, where a higher level of understanding of what you sound like.
Weird shit. So, yeah. One more. Favorite places. Like, what is a favorite place that you've played? Any band, anything, like.
Oh, Dante's in Portland.
Dante's in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What's up with that place that made it?
The acoustics are pretty good. It's a club I've seen a lot of really good shows in as a fan. You know, go see some of my favorite bands there. Of course, I've never played the Roseland Theater, but that's my favorite place to see a show. But Dante's, the setup, roll your shit on stage, give me snare, give me tom 1, give me tom 2, give me tom 3. Okay, play a beat. Okay, bass it. Sound check, done. And it sounds perfect. Guy's so fast. The monitor mix on that stage is incredible. You can hear every little detail of everybody playing there. You're not sitting back behind the amplifiers, and all you hear is and go. I hope everybody's playing along with me because I can't hear shit. I can hear. Okay. It happens, in some clubs with smaller rooms. It just doesn't sound good in. And especially when you're back there, you're behind the speakers, as a drummer. But the guy at Dante's had an 18-inch PA sub and a 15-inch main for a drum monitor, just sitting literally right here next to me. And I could hear Silas's lips flapping in the microphone, and that monitor mix, and that was great, awesome. And the guy was so fast. and it sounded so good.
That's one thing I don't even think I've ever come up with, or, you know, me playing anywhere. I don't think I've ever, like, experienced
A good monitor mix.
Sound man who, or woman, that could work our fucking sound perfectly or quickly, because I mean there's been a few that have done all right, but
it's difficult in that realm too, doing
yeah, we had
stand-up
odd
bass with a pickup and a
instruments
banjo.
and stuff. Yeah,
those are hard ones to deal with as a sound guy.
The megaphones.
Yeah,
that was one that threw people off because we used megaphones.
That's an EQ nightmare because you're EQing your own voice through the megaphone, and then it's going into a microphone with an EQ on it too. And
there was a couple guys that did decent, and then there was the ones that said that they were really good at it, and you wanted a kick in the throat. But
well, modern times, you get you a laptop like that, and you program your changes into it, and everybody has to wear in-ears though, because you have to play to a click for that thing to work, which is what a lot of people do nowadays. Metal bands, they'll take their own monitor rig on the road, throw their in-ears in, and just hit play on the laptop, and fucking that's it. Front of the house guy determines what it sounds to the crowd, and the band determines what it sounds like to them. It's an expensive investment, but I think it's worth it. It's hearing protection, and it's a good monitor mix at the same time.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So we can finish up here, is there anything you want to plug or to tell whoever the fuck's watching? I don't know if anybody even is right now, but we'll find out. But no, is there anything that you wanna say, you wanna tell us about?
No, we don't have any gigs or nothing like that. I've been kind of looking forward to getting one of your songs done and mixing something and putting it out there. But writing it, if I got to play drums on it, we got to write it still though too.
Right, what?
One of your songs.
Oh.
I'm looking for a project to mix and stuff. That's what I like to do the most anymore in my old age.
Well, we got one that we're working on currently that we need to finish.
We've been neglecting.
And
it's on the screen right there.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like right there.
Yeah, if you can see it. Look at it. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I wrote that.
Actually, that's all drums.
Oh, I didn't write that. Well, I kind of did. I told him what to play.
Yeah.
He played it.
It all started as a loop for my show.
Because he's a better drummer than I am. By far.
So this, what you're seeing on the screen, may be the intro to this show in the future. That was the original request when Matt came over the first time. Making some loops.
Yeah. I remember that.
And then we got
out.
sidetracked, yeah. That happens though. I don't have anything to plug though. No gigs, no nothing. Everybody, better, if anybody's watching, better see it at Medford Metal Fest on April 15th. Go see Silas's band, Screaming Apparatus. Sucker Punch is going to be there. Steak Sauce Mustache.
Neon Chrome.
Are they playing it?
Yeah, I believe they're the second band playing after Screaming Apparatus.
Steak Sauce Mustache is back again, I guess. I used to play shows with them 20 years ago. No, not 20. We'll say 17 years ago. Back when I was in a different metal band, we'd play shows with Steak Sauce Mustache.
So yeah, if you're in Southern Oregon, check out the Medford Metal Fest, April 15th.
April 15th at Johnny B's.
Yeah, lots of good bands. Again, Screaming Apparatus, Neon Chrome, Sucker Punch, Steak Sauce Mustache.
And several others.
And yeah.
Several others.
So check it out.
But anyway, I think we're probably out of questions. So I'm gonna say I don't know what.
We're about an hour.
Do you see how I did that?
That's called magic.
Look over and that fucking shit is just like, yep, right now. All right. So anyway, yeah, nothing else to say. Nothing else to say.
Nah.
All right.
Today.
Peace out. We out.